Hello.
Hello, here we are again from Adornment, Mrs. and Mr. Döbele. We are continuing our Betrothed series with the sixth part today.
Yes.
At first, we thought we play some music.
Yes, this is Psalm 121, sung in Swahili. Where does my help come from? Now we shall put the song in the background. I think that's good enough. Yeah, so tell us.
Yeah, so my first visit there, Kenya, to meet my wife that I have married without meeting. Then we met, and I was happy about my decision.
Good.
Yeah, all worked out well.
Yes.
And as I told me, I rented a car because, of course, it was somehow obligatory to visit
My mom.
in Busia, which is quite far from Nairobi.
500 kilometers.
Yeah. So we decided to go there,
Yes.
and we took along the two girls.
Yeah, we even took Dennis.
And
Dennis
Davis,
was having
one
an
of her
exam.
sons.
Yeah.
And so the car was heavy loaded, also with a lot of things,
Yeah.
and we were on our way. No? Well, it's not always so easy with the things God gives you. No? Sometimes you get some obstacles.
Yes.
No? And so. Yeah, at first it was going quite well, but we left too late from Nairobi.
You really late
But of course, I still had no idea. I'm used to German roads, where you can travel easily with 100 kilometers average speed, no problem. So in Kenya, these things are different, as the viewers know.
Especially at that time. These days the roads are good.
So we made it very well to Nakuru, and had a lunch there, and continued, and then
in Nakuru, he decided to take over the driving.
Yeah.
So I let him.
I have driven already in quite some countries, also on the left side. So I said, now outside of Nairobi it can't be so problematic, and I'll make it. And the thing was then, after Mao Summit, they were improving or almost building new the road to Kericho. And so there was a lot of road works, a lot of
We had a diversion, so there was just
diversions,
that road,
with unpaved, with rough roads over quite some long distances, and this took endlessly. There was a lot of dust. It felt hot, but you couldn't even open the windows because of the dust outside. So after endless, I thought it took hours over hours. We reached Kericho, and then we had to continue down to Kisumu, So we reached Kisumu, and it was almost getting dark already. But we were so we needed to eat something,
You needed coffee.
and I needed a coffee really, desperately. And so after this coffee, I felt better, but it was already getting dark.
Yeah.
And then, but my wife said, "It's no more far. It's no more far. You're almost there. You're almost
it's only 100
there."
kilometers to my home.
Yeah, but
You've done 400 already.
the road got even worse and worse. There were potholes in the road. They were so deep that I thought I will sink the car in this pothole. And so there was already a kind of side road on a rough stretch, where because the paved road was so bad that it was better to go off the road and just go on over the side.
Yeah.
And then there were the big trucks coming with full lights, and you saw just the big lights coming ahead of you, and you just thought, I need to get off the road. They will push. So it was very, very strenuous. And I thought, what did I do to? I'm crazy. And then we reached the turn off from the main road. And this was all unpaved now, all rough road. I thought, and he said, "We are almost home now." It's just a little.
Yes.
And it was a whole hour
Because
of
of the
rough
bad
roads,
road. Because
and
of the
also
that stretch is less than 50 kilometers.
Also wet places with water. Pools of water. Yeah, and I already said, it was already, you saw some lightning and some thunders. I said, if it will rain this night, this road will be unmanageable. How should we get back? Get out of this?
It did occur you to let me drive now.
No?
Because I was not going to ask you. You are a guest.
So
I'm being polite.
I'm finally we arrived there. It was already, I guess, about 9 or 10 in the evening.
9:30.
And so the only thing I wanted was a cup of tea and go to bed. But no, the food was prepared. And also,
my mom comes from
the mom was
family.
waiting.
So the royal family, you have to eat, and there's a lot of food. Our culture.
Her brother was waiting too.
Yes.
So, and I felt it very, very, very hot. So I thought that the only place where I can sit here is outside on the veranda. Here I have at least some air.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
And on this veranda, I guess about 2,000 hungry mosquitoes were waiting for the white man. They all had gathered there because they have never seen a white person there.
Really?
And they all said, "Oh, let's try this." Even one mosquito informed the other one, "There is a white man that goes there. You need to try him. This is something different."
Hey.
So it felt. So and then also the night was I felt it very hot. We could not really open the windows because of the mosquitoes. Yes. We had no mosquito net.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't find it.
It was simply a kind of nightmare. This place, Busia, no. Nairobi, fine, but in this place, no. later
Yeah.
it came to my mind that, I had visited Kenya one time before, no? When I was about 30 years old. And well, I liked the landscape.
Yeah.
We visited some national parks. But in general, the whole overall, no? I had been to some other places like in the Americas and in Asia before, and I said, yeah, well, it's a nice country, but it's not so easy to travel there.
Kenya, you mean?
Yeah, and also I had a bit experiences with corruption, and also the car broke down several times, and so it was a kind of experience where you say, this I need not to repeat again. No. And it's very funny because I had this, and then I married a wife from Kenya. And then I had a kind of similar experience when I first traveled to Busia. I said, "Sis, no, not again, please." No. And now we have our kind of basis.
Not a kind of basis. When God called us for ministry, He specifically sent us to Busia. I also wasn't amused because I grew up in Busia. And anyway, I had a plan for my life, or so I thought. But He specifically sent us to Busia.
Yeah, so it's very interesting that God is just, when we experience something, and we think, oh, this is not what I want to have again. This is not the real thing. But it may just be the thing. It may just be the thing where God will put you.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So, of course, you could not wait to leave the next day.
Yeah, I was happy the next day that I was allowed to leave again and go back into Nairobi in the comfort where you have Java, the good coffee, and that things.
Meanwhile, you want good coffee. He wants to enjoy the world. Yet, meanwhile, he's saying that he wants us to grow closer to God. Yeah. And the Bible says specifically that we are of the world, we are in the world, but we are not of the world.
Yeah.
So God was just watching you.
Yeah. So we went back to Nairobi, and
an interesting side thing that I also would like to share with you is that when around February, after our meeting, I was passing a shop in Biashara Street. I like window shopping, and I saw lesos. Kenyans know what lesos are. Others call them kangas. And this particular kanga just caught my eye. It was blue and white, and I decided to go inside the shop and I purchased a pair. And so I think the same day that I went window shopping all over the place, and I found kitenge, this kind of fabric, the African fabric, that had a key, and it was blue, and already I knew you liked blue, and I liked blue and gold, and it had a gold key, and so I bought this fabric also. And I decided to make a shirt for you and a dress for me, partner dress. It's something that I could not help but do. And so then I put your shirt with the lesos. I sent them to you by Even though at that time I was actually stressing, I was training, but I just felt that this thing was urgent, it had to be done. So I sent them to you. And of course, earlier on, Mom had already started preparing me that his mom, being from the older generation, may not really be comfortable with me, may not like me. And I kept telling him that no, she will like me, she will love me. And he was like, no, I know my mom better. Yeah. She's from another generation.
First she's from an elder generation.
Yes.
and and she even used to tell me stories
Yeah.
about the Second World War,
Yeah.
where she lived with her parents and with her siblings in a small farm,
Yeah.
in a rural area.
Yes.
And so all the people there, especially the small children, had never seen black people there.
Yeah.
And so the Nazis at that time had even propaganda that they said when the war was almost lost and the American soldiers were coming in, and so the Nazis said, watch your small children, because the American soldiers, they have black people with them, and these black people will eat your children. So and as my mom there, she had some smaller siblings too, She really watched the small children, that when she saw the American tanks passing outside on the main road, a bit in distance, that no, don't go there. But it did not work for very long because the American soldiers used to give, also the black American soldiers, used to give out chocolate and candy to the children. So of course the children came from all sides to get the candies.
That's how God works.
So, but this was how she was brought up in such a way.
Yes, yeah.
And so and also of course she wished for her son to have a wife
From the neighborhood.
just from the neighborhood, so she can speak with her in her language, and she even, she got older and older, so it would also be nice, let's say, to have a daughter-in-law close by, which can help her, assist her, or when she gets sick, she can help her better than I would be able to. And so this was her hopes. So of course she was not so happy about me finding a wife in so far away.
Other continents,
in another continent. And so I was.
sent the package.
Yes,
and
you
you
sent
told
the
me that you're
package.
not going to give mom the lessons, but I was
and
like,
I said,
no, you need to give her.
And it was her birthday. No? So I thought about what should I do now? Should I give her the present Ada sent, this lasso, or maybe she even felt kind of insulted. And I give her this, and she says, "Oh my God! Now you are giving me this, and remember me that you one time you will leave me alone and you go to Kenya, and then I'm sitting here alone in my old days." So I thought, and so I asked her what I should do. Maybe it's better just to keep it and bring it back to Kenya when I travel the next time. But you said no, give it to her. Give it to her.
Because the ad that I had to buy them was not for me. Remember, I never used to just have money lying around. Yeah.
So I gave it to her and said, "This is a present from Ada. She sent it from Kenya, and because my mother did not know what the lasso is, and what you do with a lasso. She looked at it and said, "Oh, that's a tablecloth. That's nice. It's a nice tablecloth." And from now on, we always had in the living room the lasso on the table. And of course, I always got reminded, when I just entered the room, I always got reminded that my wife
You see what God can do? He takes the bad and uses it for good.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, my part, what I didn't even realize at that time was that I was obeying God in buying this cloth.
Yeah.
Because now when you receive the shirt, you are very happy about it.
Yeah.
And he was so happy about it that when he arrived in Kenya.
Yeah, I thought because she said me, she told there were keys on it. Huh?
Yeah.
And they said, I sent you this shirt,
Yes.
and I have the same in address, and the keys are the keys to my heart. Huh? So, I found this so romantic.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and I thought, and this idea is so great.
Fantastic.
I mean, to have the same dress, no? Because, I mean, a marriage is about unity.
Yeah.
No? And I also knew the story of my wife. No?
Yeah.
She always got neglected.
Yeah.
And that even the ex-man,
he was ashamed of being associated with me.
Of being associated with her.
Because of the ugliest woman.
And so I said, with this I can also show that we are one. And that I respect her fully as my wife. And I want to be seen with her.
Wow.
In public as much as possible.
Thank you.
And everybody should see, oh, this is a couple.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I thought this is very fine. So, and so I said, that's great with these dresses. We should have more of these dresses.
Yeah. In fact, when you arrived, as soon as you got money, you gave me money for them.
Yeah.
And so I had more made. And so the entire time we were in Nairobi, in Kenya, we were wearing partner dresses.
Yeah.
And we would get compliments from people on the road and everywhere.
Yeah.
So
It was people complimented us and said, oh, that looks great. It was just that my wife still had problems.
I will walk behind you. We'll tell you the story behind it. But now also, during that, now of course, later on we realized that our obedience was really proper because apparently this is God's plan, part of our ministry. He said to us that our ministry, He wants us just by people seeing us, the first reaction
should be already given a message.
A message.
Yeah? Just seeing us should give a message.
Exactly.
It should show that marriage has to do with unity.
Yes.
And with let's say, accepting the other fully and totally.
Yes.
And to show it to the outside.
Yeah.
No?
And so, now we started planning for the marriage as the Attorney Generals.
Yes. And for this, of course, she needed
paperwork to be done.
And also she had no shoes for the wedding.
Oh yeah, I didn't have shoes. No, but then we bought them then when you returned. The shoe story is another long story. And because we agreed that, I don't know, you want you say something else, but the shoe thing will talk.
But we could maybe do it next time. We are already over 20 minutes now.
Yeah, okay. So, what else do you want to share? You can put emphasis on the dress. Okay, let me ask you a question. Not many men can want to wear, especially in my country, because in my country, most men like to cheat. And so the last thing they want to do is to be identified as married everywhere they go. So how do you feel about this partner dress?
Well, for me, it's exciting. Because it shows that we are together.
Yes.
We are married, and everyone sees it in the first moment.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is very exciting for me.
Yes.
Wow. And so, of course, at first I thought, yes, it's good for because she said, and even some people do it here in Kenya.
Once in a while,
Once in a while,
when they are going to public places, especially the the public people.
Yeah, yeah. But then I decided also, yeah, we will do it in Germany too.
Yeah,
So at least the weather, when the weather permits us.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, with minus 10 degrees, you cannot walk around with short sleeves.
Die. You would die.
You would die.
Not only short sleeves, but this fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But in the summer you can wear it perfectly, and we even get nice reactions here. Yeah,
Yeah, and I want to see my sleeve,
people are really looking.
Yeah,
When we pass through the main square here, the people are what's that?
Yeah, and that people appreciate it. Some come to us and just
The black women and the white men,
wunderbar.
and
Sean.
and this shows. I mean, I read also stories on the internet where women from Africa described how they get treated in Germany as in a very bad way, or one even wrote that she has so much problems with her husband because her husband don't want to be seen with her. So when she has to go, he even prefers to go shopping alone, so that nobody sees that with the black wife, and when she have to go somewhere together, he informs her that she has to go 10 meters behind him, so that nobody realizes that they are together. And I thought, this is so awful. And I thought, against such things you need to set a kind of sign.
Yes. So now you realize why God gave us this attire, because it turns.
There are often so much things behind. You think you thought it's a small thing. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I will send him such a shirt in the same way as my dress. Yeah. And
not knowing that's God's big plan.
Yeah. And such big things come out of it.
Wow. We are blessed.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, and I really love it. I really love it that you really. Omani will showcase me. If it were possible for him to stand in the town square and say that he is my wife, he will do it. He's so proud of me. He's so. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see you soon again. Hopefully before Christmas, but if it will be after Christmas, still we will have a peaceful time. And please remember to seek God. Remember to trust in God for a spouse.
Yes.
God is able. God created you. And so He knows what is best for you. He looks at your heart. He will give you the best. He has a perfect plan for you. There's no need of rushing. There's no need of thinking that you are late. His time is perfect. He makes all things beautiful in His time. Have a blessed weekend.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to come to you.
Yeah, nice weekend. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.